Surprise, surprise. Welcome
Welcome.
back. Bonus boat number 3. What else is on? I am your host, Mike Taylor. With me, as always, my co-host, Mike Robertson. Ahoy, Mike.
Happy Thanksgiving
Happy
Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Morning.
Yeah, well, I'm sure some of you are in cars, airports.
What a gift from us
You're
for you
welcome.
poor bastards who have to drive
Yeah.
hours upon hours.
Yeah, but just know a sacrifice was made.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
never get this time back.
No. Exactly. And the key is, of course, if you're already a fan of our show, you only had 3,000 hours to listen to.
Yeah,
on
we
your
wanted to make
car
sure
ride,
there wasn't
so
a lull.
Here's one more for you. So.
This is a little icing on the turkey, I guess we would say. We are here to talk about a TV movie. Not just any TV movie. We're here to talk about the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders movie from 1979. Wow. What a
Yeah.
watch, Mike. What a
Not
watch.
So, this originally started for us, the thought of this, because we had the Dallas Cowboys on the Love Boat. And I don't know what I thought in terms of correlation between the two things that we watched here, but man, those Love Boat cheerleaders had nothing going on compared to these crazy women.
Yeah, this was so again, this is a TV movie. Let me read you the official synopsis that was provided.
Do you have the tagline? Because I just saw this before we started.
Tagline, give me the tagline. I don't think I have the tagline.
When cheesecake meets beefcake.
Oh, really?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, oof. A newspaper editor decides to send his girlfriend, which that's not true.
It wasn't a newspaper either. He
Right.
constantly said it was a magazine.
Hello. Who is also a reporter on the magazine, undercover to try out for the cheerleading team for the Dallas Cowboys in order to do a, quote, inside story. That's not at all. That's a terrible
synopsis. I would also say the goal of Bert Convey's magazine went from a reasonably noble pursuit at the beginning of this movie
hustler.
To
Jesus.
Basically.
What magazine? What kind of magazine? What kind of magazine is throwing around $30,000 and they go, you know what? There's an easier way to do this. We'll save the 30 and go the Julie route.
I think at the beginning this was like Time magazine, because even that guy in the office is like, "What? We got to be one of these kind of magazines like that?" No, we're reputable. He tells Mrs. Mitchell that they're reputable.
Yeah,
and by the end, it's Kitten magazine.
So before we get into the story here, let me just set the table a little bit and tell you. So this TV movie aired on Sunday, January 14th, 1979. And I'm going to give you a double. What else is on? What else is on? What else is on?
Wow.
NBC. So this aired at 9 p.m. on ABC.
Well, it was scandalous. Couldn't have the kids watching this.
No. With a Battlestar Galactica lead-in. Fair enough. On NBC, an old favorite returns, Mike. 8 to 10 p.m. on a Sunday night. What better time for Centennial? Centennial, the storm. A destructive blizzard and charges of fraud threaten the succumb financial empire. Levi Zent begins to understand the problems that his half-breed daughter is going to encounter.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus, with Robert Conrad, Richard Chamberlain, Raymond Burr, Sally Kellerman, Dennis Weaver, Barbara Carrera, Richard Crenna, Alex Karras, Brian Keith, Donald Pleasance, Lynn Redgrave, Andy Griffith, Timothy Dalton. Come on. Gregory Harrison. Everybody's in this.
That's a lot. All that for some snow. It snowed in Colorado. Who would have thought?
And charges of fraud. Ooh, that's a 2-hour.
That Levi Zent.
Opposite that, on the CBS, CBS 8 p.m. to 8:30, All in the Family. Clemmer the Butcher drops in to show off his fiancée, who's convinced that he still cares for Edith.
What?
That is season 9, episode 14.
Wow. I think Edith's got to be getting to her end here pretty soon.
Yeah. Followed by an episode of Alice. Followed by an episode of a show I've never heard of. And it's called Kaz. K-A-Z.
Nope.
No episode information, no show information.
Wow.
So I said, we owe it. It's Thanksgiving.
Right.
What is Kaz? Oh boy.
Robot? I'm guessing robot.
No,
Okay.
if only. Let me just say this. CBS, we know they're in trouble because it's not December anymore. So
But
now
this is the year before they ran into trouble. This is January of we're back in time.
We are back in time. So this is okay. So it's a American crime drama and courtroom drama.
Oh, like Law and Order.
That is barely scratching the surface here. Ron Liebman starred as Martin Kaczynski, a Polish-American former convict who became a criminal defense attorney after he was released from prison.
For a crime he didn't commit.
He did. For counterfeit kielbasa. He won an Emmy as outstanding lead actor in a drama. Nevertheless, show failed to capture an audience. Yeah, canceled after 22 episodes.
Wow.
So Demi Moore got her first job on this show. That's Kaz. No
Ron Liebman sounds like a
information.
familiar name, but I can't place him. So.
Ron Liebman won a Tony Award.
Wow, he's halfway to an EGOT. Get him on the boat. We can get him a
No
EGOT.
kidding. We could get you. We could just make anything you have plural.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Leonard Green on Friends.
Oh, okay. Yes, Rachel's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So that's what's on. Also, NBC at 10 for covering both hours. This is weird. It's called a Weekend. It looks like a news magazine.
A news magazine. Yeah,
A
that actually
report
sounds
on the
kind of
Yakuza.
familiar.
So that was 10 o'clock. I guess it's just opposite 60 Minutes that was on at 7 o'clock. So
this is this January 14th. So
Correct.
next week is the Super Bowl.
Yes, one of the best games.
One of the best games
actually.
ever. Yeah. But I do find it interesting that the Cowboys lost the next week and then didn't win again until 1992.
Wow.
And we'll talk about another curse that took place in the sports world based on this movie in a little bit.
Interesting. Let's look at the cast a little bit. So, starring Jane Seymour. What a surprising twist. And we might hear a little more from Miss Seymour here in just a moment.
What accent is she going to use?
Well, Lorraine Stevens, Bert Convey, the great Bert Convey.
The great Bert Convey, showing us the other side of the coin this week.
It's amazing. He is, out of the 3 bonus boat episodes, he is in 2 out of the 3.
And
it's fantastic.
Just as good a cartoon villain as he was a cartoon hero. So.
Absolutely. And his hair is perfect. He's just I want to get a Bert Convey wig so bad.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, the guy must be exhausted. He flew from New York to Dallas like 17 times in 3 days.
Cost him a fortune.
That's why that magazine's going out of business.
That's why he tried to shortcut the story. He's like, I can't afford 30 grand. I just spent it on airfare. What are you talking about?
Airfare and all this booze.
Lauren Tews, Julie.
She was great for what it was. She was great. She made me care. Felt like a season 1.
It was awkward.
Felt like season 1 Julie.
Felt like, okay, fair enough. But really, come on. Forget these names.
No.
We know who the real star of this movie is, Mike.
I'm just going to say before you say it, we have seen a lot of bad acting, including last week on our regular show with
sure did.
Sonny Bono's wife and all the musicians. And there has never been worse acting than the man who played Kyle, the kick returner. So,
Oh, playing Kyle Jessup. Yeah, they gave him a last name in this one.
yeah, and everything. Yeah.
Bucky Dent? I say that with a question mark. I'm not sure Bucky Dent can read, Mike. I mean, he didn't even sound convincing. Like he was reading it. He was so bad.
So once I knew it was Bucky Dent, I was like, okay, that's Bucky Dent. But it's not like I know what Bucky Dent looks or sounds
I didn't
like.
know. I just figured the worst. Look for the worst actor.
Right. And so it's like, okay, what's the story with this guy? Bucky Dent.
Like, why did he get this shot?
He's not even a football player.
Why would you even?
So he was the MVP of the 1978 World Series, which made me think, did they have some deal that whoever won the MVP of the 1978 World Series was going to play Kyle Jessup, and they just got a bad break? So,
it really sort of boggles the mind, to be honest with you. It really, really does.
But sorry, his performance was so bad that the Yankees, who had just won the World Series, would not win another championship until 1996.
It's terrible.
This movie brought down multiple franchises.
Nobody's angrier than Don Mattingly about this movie. So, before we kind of get into the story and get rolling here, I searched and found an interview, a recent interview, with Jane Seymour about her role in this movie. And when I say recent interview, October 16th, 2025.
Holy
not long
cow.
ago at all.
Wow.
So,
did you do this interview once we decided to do this?
I use it. My pen name is Sarah Thurmond, and I write for TexasHighways.com. So just a quick, the star of the made-for-TV movie reflects on being part of the, quote, America's Sweethearts legacy. She talks about, at the time, Jane Seymour was 28. What did they also said that, which was ridiculous. I told you what was on, but in here, the article says the movie came in third the week it aired. Oh, the week it aired. Got a 33 Nielsen rating, which is the equivalent of 24.6 million homes watched it.
Yeah.
According to Mrs. Seymour, it's the highest rated movie in television history. I don't know why they would need her.
No, there is zero chance that's correct. Roots
highest rated TV movie.
So like a one-off. I guess that's possible.
Still,
I guess it's possible.
But then they said it was only knocked off by the episode of Who Shot JR. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. So nowadays, Jane Seymour's 74 years old. She was promoting some mystery series, and they wanted to ask her, a couple questions.
Here's a mystery.
Yeah, right. Number one, did you have to go through cheerleading boot camp? Short answer, no, not really.
They didn't really show her doing that much. I mean,
yeah. So it said your character was a serious journalist. She's like, yeah, I think I took my character to heart. Author said, I recently watched the movie again. Jane Seymour interrupts her and says, I'm sure it's terrible.
Yeah, fair.
Author says it's quite entertaining and it has 4.3 stars on Amazon Prime. I don't think they understand the rating system. That's 4.3 out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah. That's not stars. It's just a number.
I mean, I think this, we'll get to this more towards the end, but I think this would probably fall at best in the so bad it's good. But yeah, it is not good.
Yeah. So it's just sort of interesting. And she leads, she talks about something else, and it's in my notes. I was going to save it for later. Well, Mike, if you like this movie,
oh no,
you'd love the sequel, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders 2. Now that movie, no Bert Convey. The role of Bert Convey essentially is played by John Davidson. Oh. And the lead person is that the head of the cheerleaders, Suzanne Mitchell, played by Lorraine Stevens, is like
same character,
the focus, right, of part 2. And it says here they offered her a role in part 2, but for way more money, and she said no to it.
How would they have written her back in? Like, that wouldn't have made any sense.
another story, or she just.
I mean,
that's.
Here's what I'll say: there, as bad as this probably is, the plot-ish was logical.
I mean, it's more logical than some of the storylines we talk about.
Oh my god, absolutely! Yeah, I mean like each of the people's individual storylines made some sense.
Well,
I mean, some sense.
Right.
I would say there were some jumps of logic in various points, but I think if you just took like not that synopsis that you read earlier, but like a two-line sketch of each of the storylines, I think you probably at least makes more sense. And to your point,
I agree.
10 of the last 15 storylines we've seen on our other show.
True. That's true. So we set the table properly here. Let's get to it. So the movie begins. We're in Bert Convey's office.
Yeah.
And he works for not a newspaper, a magazine. We don't know what magazine.
Unnamed magazine.
Unnamed. And there's talk about Dallas Cowboys being the hottest thing in the world. These are the hottest gals in the world.
I've been watching this cassette for a week.
So he is fired up about these Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And then this sort of mousy looking gentleman was like, "Oh no, I don't think that's a good idea at all, sir." It was just
Convey like should have hit him with his drink,
like he was half mole. You had to fill it up with something in the middle. And then I was like, "What do you think that is?" It was Coke, Jack and Coke, something. No ice though, which I thought was anyway. They're in their office saying, "Oh, we got to get this turpentine." Yeah, pine tar. It's whatever.
It's whatever Bucky Dent has on.
Whatever Bucky Dent's drink of choice. I saw a guy once. We were out and about, and he ordered, "Can I get a double of Jägermeister over ice?" And like sipped on that. And I saw him had another one, and I was just like, "That is just terrible."
It's odd. It's an odd choice.
I will think it's like you're doing it to be odd. To be honest with you, like
so I'm actually having because it's chilly here in the Thanksgiving season.
Is that Jägermeister? What is that?
No, it's not. It's a little blackberry brandy. So same concept, but a lot different delivery mechanism. So
I never thought blackberry brandy would be classier then, but it's definitely classier then.
Listen,
so,
Convey points out a couple times that, the Super Bowl broadcast basically ignored the game and just focused on the cheerleaders. Now, I did not have time to watch it, but I did find the 1977 Super Bowl of the Broncos and the Cowboys. So I am curious just to scrub it and kind of see
how much time. Get a stopwatch on that.
Yeah. And so just realistically, like how much are we even talking about? But we did fail to mention before we got to Convey's office one of the greatest theme songs in a movie I've ever heard. Sunday afternoon fever, catching the fever, bringing me down. So there's a lot of that, but it was really catchy. It's been in my head all week.
I don't know where they got the money to license all that music. How did they must have.
I mean, besides that song, there were actual songs I knew in the dance club.
It was weird because they just would loop it. It would be like the same part.
But Sunday Afternoon Fever.
Sunday Afternoon Fever. I wonder if there's a soundtrack to this. That would be great.
I kind of hope Charo sings it next week.
Nice.
I know what Charo sings.
So essentially, he wants to do an expose. And at this point, I don't know if he wants to do an expose I don't know if he wants to do an expose as opposed to just do a story.
I think he wants to do a story. I think when he gets on the plane, he wants to do a story.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Take advantage of the momentum of the Super Bowl.
But
as soon as he got faced by Barbara Mitchell, that's the end of that.
So Bert Convey's like, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna write this article.
This one's personal.
And he said, I have the perfect person for it. We don't meet her yet. He's in his first of many flights to Dallas, Texas, and everybody's coming from the tryout. I mean, there are like thousands,
this is
thousands.
Chaos. This tryout is absolute
There's
chaos.
cars there's more cars there than there is for the game. I mean, it was
what?
thousands.
This is what happened before the internet. So like all they're doing is registering. So you basically go up and get your 3 forms. I don't
Get a
even
piece
think
of
you
paper.
give your name. I think you just get paper.
There's no interview. There's nothing. Just
you just have papers that you will then bring. It's almost like they were just trying to weed out lazy people or non-committed people. But it is absolute chaos.
we didn't see those weird, creepy male judges there for this, so I assume
the lawyer.
weird. Or the DJ who had 2 turntables. I kept thinking, why do you have 2 turntables? You're playing the same song.
Say a bad word about Ron Chapman. The silky tones of Ron Chapman.
That's funny. Ron Chapman, of course, playing Ron Chapman.
Ron Chapman, WIBL. Hey, everybody.
So he's on his way to Dallas. We see these tryouts. Well, not really tryouts, like you said. It's more like registration.
Yeah,
Mike. It was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
It's
it
basically
crazy.
the Cowboys stadium parking lot. Which, if
Yeah.
you've ever been in that area, and it's the Astrodome. No, it's not the Astrodome. That's Houston.
This was Texas Stadium.
Texas Stadium, and it's not when the Rangers Stadium was even there. I don't think so. It's literally just.
There's nothing else there.
High as your eye. Like it's just parking.
Flat. It's like Kansas, but mapped out with parking places.
Right. With grids. Yeah.
And it was just all types of ladies. Just all piling in. Because apparently, everybody on the planet wants to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
And not just people from Texas, it turns out.
No, New York. And then one was saying, I'm going to use this as a springboard to become an actress.
You mean Jenny O'Neill?
Jenny O'Neill. And then let's not forget about Betty Denton from Tyler, Texas, who was kind of pushed in this direction by her husband.
J.R.
Weird.
Denton. Now, let me also point out.
No closure on the Denton story, by the way.
We got closure. Let me point out that I have been to Texas once for a wedding, a friend of ours. And I spent some time in a little town in North Texas called Denton. So Betty Denton was from Tyler. So how about that? I don't know where Tyler, Texas is. I've never been there. But I've been to Dallas and I've been to Denton.
Been to Denton. But that's her last name, not where she lives.
Right.
Where's Denton near?
Denton is very close to the top of Texas, like the little box. It's very close to Oklahoma.
Interesting.
So
interesting. I remember driving through Oklahoma, lots of buffalo.
Yeah.
Lots of buffalo.
I was disappointed I didn't put foot in Oklahoma, so I couldn't count that as a state I've been in. So, because I'm probably never going back. So,
but Mike, let me just say this. I think I'm jumping ahead here because what I didn't show is the current cheerleaders who want to scope out the
comp
tryouts. There's a teacher. Well, the teacher is in the park. I don't want to mess up the introduction to the lovely, the talented Bucky Dent. He's playing pickup football, I guess.
Well, but he's also trying to practice because at one point he's like, "Kick me one," which we find out later he's going to try out to be the kick returner. So it doesn't feel as organized as it probably should be for a guy who's going in for an NFL tryout like tomorrow.
No, this isn't the minor leagues of the NFL. This is XFL in the woods.
If I remember correctly, when the other teacher comes in to cover her, it's for recess.
Yeah.
Which means this is an elementary school playground that Bucky Dent is trying out.
He took over. You don't mind if I prep for my pro tryout on your playground, do you?
Did you recognize Joanne, the cheerleader?
Did I recognize Joanne, the cheerleader? I don't think. Ellen Bry.
Ellen Bry.
Is her name, but I don't know.
I didn't recognize it the first time, but when I saw the name, I was like, wait a minute. Ellen Bry was the female two-hander of the worst episode, I believe, of last season. She played Leslie Nielsen's daughter in the newspaper versus union leader thing. She is the person who was called Genghis Khan. She called her boyfriend Genghis Khan, and he said, "You're dumb." So,
That's right.
So that's her, but she didn't have that Texas twang that she had in this one.
Well, I mean, Julie didn't either. I mean, if we're going to talk about accents,
I feel like Julie's Texas was a little less offensive than Joanne's. Joanne's was ridiculous.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty
especially
bad.
towards the end. As she became less interested in Bucky Dent, the twang picked up. So.
I was hoping Jane Seymour was going to do a New York accent, but then like a New York accent, somebody from New York trying to do a Texas accent. I was looking for a deep accent from Seymour.
Jane Seymour vacillated between several accents, including for all you Christmas movie fans, whenever she's like the queen of Moldova or whatever those made up towns are, she had one of those accents. I kept waiting for her to like marry the butler.
She didn't know what to do. It was a couple minutes where she wasn't sure what movie she was in. So we meet Bucky Dent, who's prepping to try out for the Cowboys. She's a current cheerleader, and in a comment, something to the effect of, if you make the team, we won't be able to see each other. And I thought, I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I don't think that he's going to make the team. He's training in a children's playground.
I also don't think you're going to want to see him again. This is like your first date, and you're having these conversations. Like,
it's just first date. It wasn't even a date.
No, he just stepped on her sandwich.
He stepped on her egg salad. I'd be pissed.
Egg salad sandwich. By the way, having been in Dallas in August, egg salad sandwich in the daytime, terrible choice.
Yeah, not a good day for an outdoor mayo-based salad anywhere in the state of Texas. So again, Bert Convey flies there. All a bunch of ladies
just parks in the middle of the registration.
He just walks right.
Yep.
And he's just like, hey, I want to do, I want to do a story. And this lady, Suzanne Mitchell, who's like kind of the head, she's like, no, I need you to write this. And then just giving him hoops to jump through. And no,
he gets
I don't
it.
need
he
that.
gets it. And this is where I think on his flight back, that 3-hour flight back, this is where he plots his revenge. So
he's in 6 hours total flight time right now. Let me just write that down.
Well, not just that. He probably works in Midtown. He has to drive to LaGuardia or JFK. Like, that's a nightmare.
He lives in Connecticut. Let's just stack it up. Or he lives in Jersey.
Yeah. No, he's just going to Jersey. No way.
Yeah. No. So, and again, there's so many women there. So many women trying out. We do see Jane Seymour accentless, who's offered $30,000 to write the biggest story of the year.
And at this point now, Convey has decided that his first story ain't going to work. So now he's got to lie.
Yeah.
And he's going to have Jane Seymour make the Cowboys and then write a scathing expose from inside, which A for ingenuity. Like, that's a better way of doing business.
Absolutely. His quote was, make the team, become a cheerleader. Super easy.
Yep, no problem. Never mention at any point that she has any experience as a cheerleader, or dancer, or anything. So, but apparently, you can just be anybody and make this team, because they don't really. You have to do like 2 seconds of disco.
Oh,
2 seconds of disco, and you have to like learn one dance step. So
well, again, I go back to, this is the biggest story of the year. Mike, let me get your opinion on other big stories of 1979. Is this a bigger story than the Iran hostage crisis?
Potentially. It depends.
Potentially.
It's early.
Is it a bigger deal than Earl Weaver managing his 1,000th game?
Yes, this actually is bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a bigger deal than that. I agree. Yes. I agree. That's all I got.
3 Mile Island?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. No, I'm just kidding.
The other thing about the conceit of all this is they clearly have dated before, and Convey is like doing a lot of, like, he just barges into an interview she's doing with some designer. Man. He's so cocky. She has 2 great lines in this scene that they never approach this level of like just oneers. She said, "You're like the measles. Once you get it once, you're immune." And then my absolute favorite one was, Convey's talking about, come on, baby, we used to feel for each other, we used to care about each other, and she's like, no, you're right, we both were in love with you, and it was just like, damn, girl,
That's good. That's good.
And
She's
the movie
not
never
having-
approached those lines after that,
but they never really went back to like, she has no interest in him. She wants that 30 grand. Mike,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. 30 grand seems like an awful lot of money in 1979 to write a story.
Desperate. He's desperate, Mike. He needs to get those circulation numbers up. Otherwise, what's he going to do? Take Southwest to Dallas? Like,
What else? That's why I want to know what magazine. If all your bets are on this,
well, the
and
problem
it's
is,
out of character, can
right? Can you
according
imagine
to the Mole
like,
Man in the beginning?
right, can you imagine like U.S. News and World Report just running a topless Julie? Like, I mean, it's just like,
Well, and especially because people are like, what if you run a story about the Iran hostage crisis, or
no.
along lines that
Frauds.
no. I know it sells.
Let me get into business with the worst human being ever, Frank Wren.
Oh, that guy was terrible.
By the way, I know we're jumping all over the place. Like 16 minutes. We watch so much Love Boat, and we have seen so many Julie heartbreaks. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, Julie's clearly like just innocent cowpoke from Texas. And we are 16 goddamn minutes into this thing. And I got to hear about some guy who was looking for Julie.
Some guy was looking for, yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, oh boy. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
poor
shit, here we
Jesse.
go. Poor Jesse / Julie. Fuck. I thought we could get away from this.
She's got a
Shit.
type.
Always. Well, we'll get into it later. There's some other things there too. We do meet Betty Denton from Tyler, Texas, not
Betty
the place
Tyler
in
from
Texas
Denton.
Mike visited.
Not Bonnie Tyler either.
Not Bonnie Tyler from Denton, Texas. And her husband JR is the one pushing her to try out. Quote, other women are old way before their time, Betty. So he's
a lot of JR's comments are like, you're finally going to have some fun. And I'm thinking, dude, you are mainly responsible for why she's not having fun otherwise.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he doesn't seem like a
no.
he doesn't seem like a fun guy.
He's not. He doesn't work at whatever the Dallas equivalent of MIT is. So.
Oh yeah, I don't. I think he makes.
He does
nails.
not attend. He does not attend North Texas, the Juilliard of the South. So.
What do you do? I do what's called sandblasting.
Yeah.
All day.
I shoot rats in the parking lot down by Unicorn Lake at night. So.
Good Lord, this guy. We get to this. So now that everyone's back, now we see all the ladies come back, and they introduce the judging panel. Ron Chapman.
Hey everybody, Ron Chapman
announces the judges.
You're so jealous of Ron Chapman because he's the only person with a smoother voice than you.
Dude, he's just the cat's pajamas. I'm telling you. I thought it was weird that those two so have creepy dudes.
The people to the right were very odd choices.
Like for a cheerleader squad, and I want to say this, and I don't mean it in a sexist way. I feel like there's nothing cheerleading. This is it's like a dance group. Why do they call them cheerleaders?
Well, it's not even that. It's just
choreographed
like
dancing.
This judging was so superficial in that it's basically like the first thing is you come up so they can see you. The second thing is that they take a picture of you. They have to make sure you can like stand on your feet. That's basically what the thing. So
basically, the idea is they say that 40 semifinalists are going to be chosen from the interview alone, which is what you're saying. You're going to come up, you're going to blah, 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 what's your blah, 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 whatever the interview is. Not a deep interview.
No.
Not a deep interview.
No.
Yeah, if you can stand up and like continue, not like
and they want to make sure you're not a Bowser. I mean, there's no like
true.
They should have had like a really like nerdy lady come up, and the question was like, so so it was just like they trail off. Like,
doesn't even.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear the question. It doesn't matter.
Thank you. It doesn't. Thanks for wasting your time.
It doesn't matter. So the 40 semifinalists are going to be chosen for this interview. Bucky Dent's back. We can see him trying out for the Cowboys in the same very crowded stadium for tryouts, or I guess he was trying out, or because he doesn't practice there.
The day before, they had that interview with Gil Brandt, where, who, by the way, Gil Brandt acted circles around Bucky
Gil
Dent.
Brandt, one of America's finest actors. God.
He really
can I
good.
Why would anybody think, and I'm not even going for the ha-ha here. Why?
Yeah.
Out of you could have put anybody in this thing.
Because it really
Bucky
is
Dent?
like whatever the movie was, the acting was fine everywhere else, except Bucky Dent. It wasn't like you had.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. If they had used the cheerleaders that were on the Love Boat, who were the actual cheerleaders, and the acting was a certain level, then you could have been
parallel.
like, okay, that makes sense. Right?
Sure.
But these were all actors, and the acting was absolutely fine in this thing. And to then have Bucky Dent, and it's not like you had Reggie Jackson or like Bucky Dent is a household name for 3 months at that point, tops.
Right.
And like nobody in Boston's watching that movie now.
Hell no. That's a good point. But it's weird, like why would you give him a shot on a TV movie? Like if it's ABC, throw him on Fantasy Island. You know, throw him on that. It just seems like he did not step up. He did not step up for the moment. Awful.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're talking about.
There's so many times where a man has to.
They made those blonde twins from last season, like twin Meryl Streeps. She was so bad.
I mean, this is making like me rethink Tennille's acting chops. Like, wow, she wasn't that bad.
It's very possible of the now 68 shows we've watched or whatever. It's the worst. It's the worst acting I've ever seen. It is truly horrendous.
We do have a pretty substantial sample size. Like, I feel like if we say that, we've seen some things.
Oh yeah. And at least the singers we've seen them sing when they're acting poorly or whatever. This is like, it is funny too, because we talked about a lot of American League shortstops a few episodes ago and we never mentioned the acting stylings of Bucky Dent.
Well, who was worse, Bucky Dent or Ricky Nelson? Remember, he wasn't great either.
Not Ricky Nelson. It was the other Nelson, right?
Other Nelson,
I know,
right.
but it was the other Nelson. Gunner, whatever.
Gerard, whoever it was, couldn't even. He could only. But you know what? I could throw names at you all day.
But you know what? It's in the ballpark. So.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So Bert's back. Okay, now we're on flight 3. Flight 3. Jeez. And he's there because he moved the due date up on the article.
A month. This thing, she left.
She just landed.
Yesterday.
She just got here.
This is like the guy that was Vicki Lawrence's editor when he kept calling for you got any new information? Like, you just got off the phone with me. So.
Well, the funny thing, too, is there's no discretion. Why would he want to be seen? Like, zero discretion. Like, if she sees me, whatever.
I will say this. Like, they did a really good job. Convey did a great job of capturing ego in its truest form.
Oh,
like this guy knows that he is screwed if he doesn't get circulation up, but not at the expense of his coxmanship. How dare you, sir? So
he's just throwing out money numbers. He didn't have that money. I'll give you 30,000.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Hey, listen, could you pick me up?
Look at this straight hairline of mine. It just goes straight across my head.
If I make 2 more flights to Dallas, I get a free sub. So. Maybe
he's got one of those dusty roads like American Airlines, those platinum cards you used to be able to get where you paid, $200,000 and you could fly anywhere, whenever you want.
In the first scene, he calls his secretary. He's like, book me on a flight tonight. For tonight.
I don't know how that works.
Back tomorrow. And I'm like, man, pre 9/11, that is. So.
Or you just make a phone call. Couldn't he just? He could have just called her.
Yeah.
We find out a little more about Julie Jesse in the diner.
Julie's a waitress.
She's been on the run a little bit from someone. Typical Julie. Something.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of exposition from the owner of the diner, a wise old woman who's got a little bit of sass,
A little bit of
and
sass.
who tells Julie that she had somebody asking about her, and girl, are you gonna go trying out for those cheerleaders? You've been in some trouble. They're gonna put your picture in the paper.
Yep.
Like,
It's
Julie's
great.
like,
She's laying
it's fine. So,
and we find out she was like in an orphanage and some foster homes.
foster homes. Like, yeah, it's been bad times.
So
yeah.
bad news. We're back to the evaluation. The 40 semifinalists were chosen, so they picked the 40 out.
Yeah, great,
They go
great
down the list.
system. They write it on a chalkboard.
It's so dumb.
And then there's like some of the worst like crowd noise ever. It's like you see people. They're not shocking. A lot of padding in this movie, and so there's a scene. As they're looking at the board, everybody's just kind of looking up, trying to
and what Mike says by the board is they wrote down like their
numbers.
Each tryout person had their own number.
Right. Yeah.
So they said this is who made it. They flipped it around and it was just the numbers. Yeah.
Right. So for this round, that's how they told you. And so this goes on for like a couple minutes, basically.
It really did.
But all of the characters that we've been introduced to at least made it through the semifinals. They had a better system for the finals, but just as long a scene. So
it doesn't add up. But we'll get to it. I had to stop and go back a couple times. Yeah, I counted. I counted. There's a problem. So this final evaluation to determine who are the new Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, which again, a question, they didn't make the existing ones try out again, right?
I think you get an automatic. I think you got an automatic bye to the finals. Basically,
fair enough.
So
this final evaluation consists of best disco moves, which is literally she goes, do some of your best disco moves
in a group of 6.
And Ron Chapman played disco.
Yeah, he walked
Disco Inferno.
He walked right over to his turntable and played it.
I got just the thing.
Hang on, everybody.
A written test tested your knowledge of the Dallas Cowboys. The ability to learn a new dance. Well, that's the one that would have got me.
That's the one that's actually
It makes sense. Right. That makes sense.
Texie is actually the one who knows what's going on around here. So
I completely agree. Horrible facility they have to train in, though. Jeez. And then finally, part 4 is another interview.
Yeah, but this one's exclusively with Suzanne Mitchell?
Yeah, Suzanne Mitchell.
And she's not effing around, man. She is like, I have one question for you, and I'm going to ask it with these piercing blue eyes.
So here's where it doesn't make sense. They go through this and they go, okay, we're going to name the finalists. Here's the new Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They're all here. Mike, they named 38 names out of 40 semifinalists. And I'm like, why don't you just say two names?
Because
I think 2 names?
I think the 40 that you're referring to also then is added to the 32 from last year's squad. So I think we're in the 70s. I think that's what it is.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people, but remember they broke up the groups. The disco or the whatchamacallit was 25. The test was 25, and the interview was 25. So I think it was 72. So
Jesus,
kudos to you to go back and count though, because
it bugged me so much.
Well, the interesting thing was, so they literally read all these names, which is insane. And so Julie
gets use the number system if they already introduced the fucking number system,
and they go in no order at all, no alphabetical order, no anything. So
no number. Yeah, no order. It's bullshit.
Julie makes it right away. And you're like, oh, okay, they're going to. And
she
then
sitting there.
They go 30 names without another character that we know. But they still say them. They say all of them.
They are trying so hard to build like tension.
Right.
And there was no tension built. You were just like, can we just get on? We already know who's going to be on this team.
The only people that we had been introduced to that don't make it are Jenny O'Neill, who is the lady from Jacksonville, who's an actress. And man, Suzanne Mitchell caught her right away. She's like, you're not here for the purity of cheerleading.
Yeah, you're not here to cheer. You're here to act somewhere else down the road. She's like, whatever.
And then a character we met right away, Kim Everly, who is a 5-time. She's like the Buffalo Bills of cheerleading. So she keeps losing in the finals, and she got left off again. But I think as soon as she got left off, I kind of realized how this was going to end for Kim.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So now we've got our big new group.
Yep.
There's an issue, Mike. Somebody's picture's in the paper.
Uh-oh.
Just like that sassy but wise woman in the diner said. Uh-oh. So, and maybe help me fill in the gaps. There's not much more left here to share, but
no, the only thing I wanted to bring up was, so Jane Seymour initially starts talking to the girl from Florida.
That's right.
And they decide to get an apartment together. But then she gets bounced, and so she moves in with Betty Denton. Now, Jane Seymour is clearly doing this to get some information for her article, but
right.
Jane Seymour flies down on, let's say, a Tuesday. She goes through the semifinals. She then has to, I guess, go get an apartment.
She's busy.
Then Wednesday's the finals. Then she has to find another roommate. Like, maybe don't get an apartment right away.
When is she supposed to write the article? And where is she supposed to write it?
Remember at one point she like turns on the music in her room.
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
talking into a tape recorder. So I think that's what that is. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Okay. This is going to take her forever to write that story. She's only been there a day, and Bert's like, where's my damn story?
Like, I know that the unnamed magazine is paying for the apartment, but it's like, you still have to like fill out paperwork and go through all that stuff. You can't do all this. Yeah, you can't go from 2 flights and get an apartment in 36 hours. That's crazy.
No prep. She walks from the plane to the tryouts, and she's like, I'm ready to disco. Because remember, they saw her discoing the night before, and they're like, oh, she looks like she could be a threat.
Yeah.
So really, it's just, it's the Dallas Cowboy disco team, essentially.
Disco cheerleaders.
Disco cheerleaders. What else? Oh, so now there's a man outside of where the cheerleaders do their rehearsal. Number one, Mike, when I saw the kid, there was a bunch of like children autograph seekers, and I was thinking at this point, zero security. These are the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, the hottest thing in the world, and they just are in some strip mall, out in somewhere outside of Dallas, in Fort Worth somewhere. And
just getting kids autographs.
And someone from Julie's past is there. It's the creepy guy. He looked super creepy.
He was the epitome of creepy, although he did have a little Chanel in him.
He did have some Chanel. She loved it. Turns out she with him, they held up gas stations, plural, when she was 15. She went to reform school. He went to prison.
Yep.
And then I'm like, there's no background check here. Like, none of that paperwork is like.
I mean, does a crime as a 15-year-old foster kid in Texas even make it to? Ooh. So I assume
you really got to turn it around, right?
The paperwork that you fill out in that first day that you bring back for the second day, they've already like decided on you, right? It's not like it's going into a big computer system. So no, I think they could get away with
79.
it. 79.
So, it's not like they can do now. There's no credit check. There's no
like
way to
there's not a database that they're working out of yet.
You just ask the person next to you, have you heard anything bad about her? They're like, no, like research done.
Yeah. Excuse me, have you stuck up a bunch of gas stations? A bunch of Piggly Wigglies?
And even if you have, can you show me your best disco moves?
So right. Funny part is talking about Chanel. So this movie aired the day after the first Love Boat of 1979, which was the Scarecrow returned with the Polydent lady episode. But the final episode of 1978, so basically right before this one, was Julie and Jack Chanel. So, another rough and tumble month for Julie. So.
No kidding. It never works out for her. That's why Jesse changed her name to Julie.
The hair matched up. The hair matched up completely. I was very happy about season 2 Julie hair. So, yeah.
So in the end, this guy wants to like sell pictures of Julie, naughty pictures of Julie, basically in her cowboy stuff.
And then
sell
not in
them.
her cowboy stuff. Yeah.
And then not.
Well, his angle basically is he was looking for her anyway because I guess he was gonna like go to Vegas because what did he say? I've had some deals I thought were gonna work out, blow up in my face. So great.
Yeah, this guy. Great.
What a shark. What a shark this guy is.
How would he even see that in the local paper? He didn't grab me as a newsman, somebody that's reading the paper on a weekday.
And that paper just could have been out. Like, it was just around.
That's true.
He knocked over an honor box, so.
He would knock over an honor. Did you say otter box?
He invented the otter box, and then he knocked over the honor box.
Yeah, he looked like, was it My Bodyguard? Remember that movie with the Chris Makepeace? He looks like that guy.
He definitely has a late 70s creep.
Like a
he's like ogre creep look or whatever. But yeah, this guy sucked, and I felt so bad. I was just like, "Oh, come on, man.
Poor Julie.
Poor Julie."
Why can't she? Why can't she be the reporter?
Because because honestly, like she got lower billing, and I think part of it was alphabetical. But like she really, except for Jane Seymour, had the biggest cheerleader role of anybody. So it's just a shame that it ended up. It's just a shame it ended up like that. So
well, and then her scumbag ex gas station robbing partner meets up with Bert Convey, who now is like basically. I would assume, Mike, he's like, I could care less about the article now. I'm done.
Oh yeah,
let's just go straight to blackmail.
Just burn it down.
Burn it down.
So after Frank chases Julie around and I think gets scared off a little bit, and Julie maybe says she's not going to do the dirty pictures or something like that. Right. That's when Frank calls Convey, because Convey, when he was in one of his 38 trips to Dallas this week, just let everybody know. He like put a board, like a bulletin board message up that's like, hey, if you have smut on one of these cheerleaders, let me know.
Call me.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
And so Convey is listening to the latest dailies from Jane Seymour, and he has to put his phone down so he can talk to Frank.
And they get some seedy motel.
Oh my God.
And they've like hatched this plan. When I say they, Jane Seymour and Julie
and Mrs. Mitchell.
Mrs. Mitchell and the sassy lady at the diner probably had something to do with it too, I'm assuming. Like, instead of just calling the police.
Well, they call the police.
Well, they do, but they catch them. But she's like in her Cowboys uniform. And they're like, okay, now take off your vest. He goes, Bert Convey tells the Mongo guy, now tell her to take off her vest.
Convey's a man of respect. He won't ask your woman to take off her vest.
Oh, then they bust in with the sheriff. Oh, you're, rented this room with the intent of like filming.
You're renting a public inn?
Public inn for Lotharius way or whatever. It was some biblical charge they did. I don't know what. And
it's great because Convey's like, I should have known. I smell the frame. You see, but like Convey wants to beg out of the deal, but that Texas cop is like, nope. Mm-mm. If you want, we can file charges on him and chase him up to New York City.
I loved it. He's one of those guys that'll pull you over and break your taillights and be like, taillight out. He's like Porky's brother, basically. You don't want to mess with that guy.
So what do you think happened to Frank when they haul him out of the room there? Did they arrest him for stalking or something?
I think Frank, I don't know. Because Frank didn't rent the room.
Right, the room is definitely not in Frank's name.
It's not in Frank's name. Frank can't even write his name. Yeah, unless his name is X.
I was going to say this room is an X. The branding iron.
I think Frank might be a little institutionalized, to be totally honest with you. I think he just needs to just come up with some reason to keep him.
They just put Frank in like a dunk tank. He's just
make him like a trustee at the jail, but he's just too dumb for his own good.
The interesting part was that this got led up to because Julie doesn't show up for practice because of Frank.
Right.
And then Jane Seymour goes to find out what's going on, and she quickly puts together that the smut peddler is Lyman Spencer.
So weird.
But the only kind of quote unquote acting scene left in this thing was Jane Seymour goes in to kind of spill the beans to Mrs. Mitchell. And I don't know. I thought that scene could have had a little more teeth. Like
it was there were no claws on that cat. It was just.
I feel like they portrayed
you might
Mrs.
want to throw
Mitchell,
me out. Like,
right.
What?
I feel like they portrayed Mrs. Mitchell as this, like, you know, bitch in the boardroom and bear in the bedroom and all this stuff.
Right.
And then, like, not that she didn't do what she would have done, but it was just like there should have been a little more like rivalry between them.
She would have thrown something at her, something. She'd have been pissed.
Yeah,
like there had to be an initial reaction.
It almost should have been Jane Seymour shouldn't have been the one saying I'm going to leave. Jane Seymour should have started, and Mitchell should have threatened to throw her out, and then Jane Seymour has to give her more information.
You know what it is? I wanted to hear the phrase, "Let me explain."
Right. Exactly.
By Jane Seymour, but it wasn't even like she's like,
yeah.
Suzanne Mitchell's like, okay.
Yeah, I guess keep talking because
I don't want her run. Listen, if I don't want her running and my football team's cheerleaders. Actually,
well, that's a trick. She kind of.
New York Giants don't have cheerleaders, Mike. I'm just.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of wins either. Yeah. or a full-time coach. The other thing is too, Betty Denton at one point when JR comes up to visit at the end is kind of like, hey, I'm going to tell Suzanne I'm going to drive back and forth every day. They specifically said at the beginning you have to live in Dallas. So people are just running over her.
She realized that dude can't deal with any of this. I'll tell you what was nonsense.
Careful what you wish for, J.R. Denton.
I call shenanigans on that one scene. So he comes to visit her.
I know.
Yeah. And he just wanted to hang out and quote get reacquainted. Right? Which means he wanted like, you know, a hamburger steak, you know, and some lovin', basically. You know, and some Hank Senior. But instead, she's like, we go to this disco, which again, I'm like, why would you know he's not going to like this? She drags him there. And the second he walks in, one of the hundreds of men with mustaches, would you like to dance? Starts dancing with her. And it's so weird.
He was the understudy to Bucky Dent. If anything happened to Bucky Dent, that guy was going to be Bucky Dent.
He got his SAG card, which is
I knew watching that was going to be the scene you bumped on. And not unfairly, but yeah. But they made their point, but ultimately they got back to it. So that's
but
the
it
thing.
never. Like, so she just quit, right? She quit, moved back to, and that was enough.
Quit? But did she quit? Because the first time I didn't think she quit.
She said that,
and the second time I did, but they only replaced Jane Seymour. So Mrs. Mitchell's cheerleading squad is a mess. It's a shambles.
Well,
this is why the Cowboys lost.
Well, I can't. Well, they were so distracted with all this Mitchell nonsense.
That's why Jackie Smith dropped that ball in the end zone.
Well, I can't imagine that. I'm trying to think. I just can't imagine JR's the type of guy to like go, you know what? You follow your dream. You live here and follow it. I'll go back.
Well, the problem
is,
and
make my own dinner every night.
Well, the problem
he's not saying that.
But he's also the kind of guy who's like, where's your wife? Well, she's a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah. No,
like,
you're right.
Know, so
you're right.
It's hard. It's
sacrifice.
It's a real monkey's paw for JD or JR. So
he's got one hell of a dilemma. And we get a huge dance sequence to a very empty stadium. I don't know if you noticed that.
Preseason halftime or something.
Like nobody there. And they're taking up the entire and this thing, I was just like, wow. And it kind of just rode out till the credits. This dancing.
Yeah. Jane Seymour shows up to turn in her uniform. Kim is going to replace her. But again, Mitchell gets all soft and she's like, do you want to do it? So she gets to do one, I guess, and then she goes back to her not magazine career at that place because I assume that place shut down. Convey's in jail.
I assume that the magazine wasn't paying for that. Now she has a lease, Now her credit she shot because she has to break the lease on an apartment unless she just stays a cheerleader. So what happens in the? Well, that's why there was
the
a
irony
sequel.
is she'll end up being a New York secretary. I mean, I guess she's got that interview with the fashion guy.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Or maybe she can dance every night with a guy with a mustache. That can do something like that. You want to dance? Sure.
Throw a rock in that town. So.
Well, she could teach Bucky Dent to.
It really is. It's an hour 35, I think, or so of runtime, and it was like, you know, there's 25 minutes of dancing and cheerleading and stuff.
It was
obviously.
fine.
Listen, and there's a lot of like mission prep kind of stuff. But no, it was absolutely fine. It was weirdly entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked it as much if Julie wasn't in it.
I agree. I needed that. I needed that anchor.
I needed that hook. But no, it went fast. They weren't trying to be anything they weren't. Like they didn't. At no point was there like a 5-minute soliloquy about, you know what, being a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader means. There wasn't none of that stuff. It was perfectly fine, and I think I would have probably watched it over Centennial in the snow back in January of '79. So
I will say I think this is a strong addition to the What Else Is On series that we have going on.
Yeah.
And also remember, there is a sequel. If you love Suzanne Mitchell, she's back in Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders 2 with John Davidson.
We're not doing that. I think we have exhausted the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders on our show.
Yeah, I think we're good. We did it.
We had 2 of those and 2 Conveys on this bonus run so far.
I don't know. I feel like we haven't even touched the world of the highways. There's a few.
That's true. Maybe we should talk to, you know what, next bonus episode, an interview with Texas Highway reporter.
Texas Highways.
Sarah Thurman, or whatever her name was.
Texas Highways, Sarah Thurman.
There you
Texas
go.
Highways. Subscribe.
That'll be our next bonus episode. Very special interview with the person who interviewed Jane Seymour about a movie that I 100% guarantee you she does not remember anything about.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we've had a nice sort of spread of the shows outside of the project, and I think this is another great example of another sign of the times.
I know what our next one is, and I am very excited about our next bonus episode. But you won't know when that's coming out until it comes out.
Oh, I'm excited as well for that one. I think I'm more excited for that one than I am for
episode 66, which we'll be releasing in a few days of our proper show, which I don't know if you've watched it yet. But I have.
Started the notes. I started doing my notes. Yeah.
And it is not Sunday Afternoon Fever. I will say that.
No. Should be interesting though. The April Lopez saga continues.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everyone enjoys their Thanksgiving. Just leave a little room for that new episode on Monday.
That's right. Don't fill up on Bucky Dent leftovers.
Oh God. Please
don't. Be careful. Don't eat too many egg salad sandwiches that have been stepped on by the 1978 World Series MVP.
Oh, I wonder if he watches it and thinks that was good. Like, how does he watch it and go?
It's probably the best acting he's ever been in. So,
or maybe that was he never acted again after this. I wonder, was he in anything after this?
It was funny when I looked it up because at some point, even when I saw that it was Bucky Dent, I was like, I can't be the same Bucky Dent. And like they have a couple credits where I think it's like, you know, he managed the Yankees for a minute, so it's probably one of those things where he just was like a quick clip or something. But they actually list Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah,
as one of his credits.
I see that. That's fun. He was also the Slugger's wife, uncredited. He played shortstop for the Astros, and Walt before Mickey, he played Alice #1 audition father.
Ooh. Well, I hope he didn't think he did good because he didn't.
Amazing.
This was bad. This was bad, Bucky. We don't give bonus boat awards, but man, if we did, you'd be in the running. So.
Jeez. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this very special bonus boat. And we'll see you again with a brand new Love Boat project in a few days. Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for listening.